What up, guys? Happy Thursday. Medium Wave Dave. It is Thursday, April 18th. This is day 11 of documenting us launching a virtual fix and flip market. Super exciting episode today. I am going to give you my number one negotiating tactic to buying homes at 50%, 60%, 70% below market value. Before we do that, let's do a quick catch up on our KPIs. Yesterday was kind of boring, right? We're just chugging along. To be honest, this business is boring, guys. It really is. It's literally just showing up every day, doing the things, trusting the process. As long as we're talking to people that own homes and potentially want to sell them every day, we are making progress. We're just tweaking and refining and getting more efficient and better at that process every day. But yesterday we spit out 6 new leads. What do those leads look like? We have an interested set offer. So it looks like we'll be making an offer on one. Don't know how close we are. I could look into the notes on that. I have a dead number. Still don't know why people fill out a wrong phone number. My theory is that they just don't want a phone call. They think that when they fill out that form, it's going to just spit out a number. Super passive aggressive. Don't want to talk to anyone. Just give me my number. I don't want another human involved. It's not how it works. We need to understand condition. We need some information. What else do we have? 3 that we did not get in contact with, and another one that's an ad that we've added to follow up. It is funny notes. They are planning to move, so they do want to sell, but they are not in foreclosure. That was just one of the options on the form that they filled out. They just didn't know what one to pick, so they picked that one. Remember, guys, this is all about follow-up. Even the most highly motivated leads rarely convert in one day. If you don't have good follow-up systems, you are not going to be getting contracts. This is typically not a 1-call close. We are actually set up with a 3-call close, but usually, a lot of times it could take, there's a lot of back and forth. The one contract we still have out. So update on our total numbers. Where we at? We've spent $8,600. We have 74 total leads. Our cost per lead, $116. We still have 2 contracts. The third one that's out, again, it's that husband and wife. We think we're confident it's going to close. They just don't talk, and there's attorneys involved, and attorneys slow things down. That's their job. They need to protect their clients. Totally understood. It's part of doing business. Don't think this is going to fall apart. They don't seem to be talking to anyone else. We gave them what they want. Everything's good. What helps in these situations, though? What helps is a credibility packet. If you don't have one, we do not have a new website for this new market. That could hurt us, right? It doesn't give us any local credibility in this actual market. We do have a credibility packet we can email out. It's under a different company name that we aren't using for this new market. So we just kind of launched this market, and we haven't sorted all those fine details out yet. I don't want to wait. I just want to go cause problems and then fix them as I go. That's just kind of how I run. So that's what we're doing in this case. We don't have a website. We don't have any of that kind of stuff, branded for that market yet. I'm not worried about it. We're getting deals. So cost per contract, we spent more now, so we're up over $4,000. We're at $4,300. These are the numbers we care about. Obviously, we lock up that one more contract. We come back down under $3,000. So I'm not super concerned. Actually, I think, let's see, if I were to put in a third, what happens? I think it actually brings us down lower. It brings us under $3,000. We're at $2,867 cost per contract once we get another one. Projected profit obviously hasn't changed. We don't have a new contract in. Actually, no, we're going to keep our projected. What's going to change is our actual, that we will track against this for when we actually close these deals. But what's changed? Yesterday we did have contractors and realtors go to both of these new properties. Like I said, myself, my partner, my acquisition rep, we don't actually set foot in these properties. This is a virtual market. We don't live anywhere near it. We all live separately in 3 different markets. We never will set foot in these. We do rely on the local professionals. So now we actually have some repair estimates, which brings us back in today's topic. So numbers on these 2 deals, where are we at? Let's go to a different spreadsheet. Okay, so the one property, we are in contract at $243,000. Talking to our realtor now, this is somewhere between, call it a 600 and 650K ARV after repair value, depending what level of renovation we do to it. Good house, good school district, good metro. How the hell do we get a property worth 650K for 243K? Well, first off, it's not in 650K condition right now. That's our biggest thing, right? The other one, we are in contract at 180. We have an ARV conservatively at 280. We're super conservative. Our realtor seems to think we could push it over 300. Again, depends what level of renovation we want to do. We don't like to be, personally, don't like to be in big renovation projects. I'm more of a lipstick on a pig kind of guy. But we will see what makes the most sense. We always approach these with a best and highest scenario. So we don't want to leave money on the table, but we also, we're balancing risk to reward to see what we're going to do with these. So this one, we're locked up at 180. Now, here's the interesting thing. Our repair estimate, obviously, we haven't seen these, right? We go into these assuming sellers lie about condition. That's the case on this one. They took a 3-bedroom, converted it back into a 2-bedroom. There's 30K extra value if we could bump it back up to a 3-bedroom, but there's a cost associated with that. So we have to figure out, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? We're most likely going to have to go back and renegotiate that one. We're probably going to have to get it down closer to 150. Now, this isn't us being shady. We were completely transparent about this when we went into the initial conversation. We work off calculators. This is pure math, right? The calculators tell us where we can buy it. This isn't emotional for us. Now, this comes into my number one tactic for getting properties at a deep discount. And just getting more deals in contract across the board, right? This is going to give you the most credibility, which is, at the end of the day, your reputation is everything. This is a really small world. You want to do good business. You want everyone to have an amazing experience. We know that there's companies out there that go lock things up too high and then nickel and dime them down with fees and sleazy renegotiating tactics. Don't be that guy. It's going to come back to bite you when they ask, do you really, I want to sleep at night, right? So the number one tactic that lets me buy properties at deep discounts, wait for it. First off, it's important to understand what kind of properties can we buy at a deep discount. I'm not going to on-market properties in perfect condition on the MLS. We're dealing with properties that are off-market. The sellers are filling out forms, looking for us. They're looking for a quick cash offer. Our first question is, why didn't you just list it with a realtor, right? We're trying to uncover problems that we can solve. That's what we do as an investor. As an investor, I will never compete with a realtor. I want to know that I'm the best fit for you, because if a realtor is the best fit, we're going to direct you that way and say, you're going to get way more money than we can pay for this if you just list it with a realtor. The tactic. What did I just do there? Full transparency. I removed myself as a buyer. I positioned myself as a trusted advisor, but I did so authentically, because truth is, I want to sleep at night. I want them to do what's best for them. If I do that, I'm going to do more deals. Now, how does this help us get a bigger discount? I run through my calculator, right? If you don't know what things cost in your market, if you're not good at comping and put an ARV on things, if you don't know what it costs to do a roof, what it costs to do a kitchen, what it costs to paint per square foot, to do whatever level of flooring per square foot you're doing, all these different things, it's going to be hard to negotiate these. What, interestingly enough, works really well, and I learned this from, there's a wholesale hotline episode with Jamil Damji, Brent Daniels, and Pace Morby. And Pace and Jamil go head-to-head comping. Jamil does an averaged price per square foot, whereas Pace does line items. They come out, it's amazing. I've seen them do this a bunch of times before. They come out literally within hundreds of dollars of each other. Doesn't matter what the level of renovation. So figure out what that is for your market. Super important if you don't want to do line items. If you do want to do line items, work with either what your costs are, go through Home Depot, price things out, get the labor costs, do it the hard way, or the contractor or contractors you work with, have a sheet, have them fill things out. I'm getting off topic. That's another episode. What are we doing? How am I getting the discounts? Full transparency, right? Because if I'm going to have to do those repairs, so is all my competition. Instead of nickel and diming, why don't I just remove myself as the buyer, Have that like man-to-man conversation, man to woman, woman to woman, whatever. Have the real conversation with the seller that they need to hear, and say, here's the situation. We've seen your house now. Here's what it would sell for in perfect condition. Here's the homes down the street that are in that similar condition that have actually sold. Let's walk through this, item by item. You haven't redone the roof in 20 years. This thing's leaking. We have to do it. Here's what it's going to cost. You haven't updated, the windows they're not going to pass an FHA inspection. They're too old. Have to redo them. Let's go through line item by line item. This isn't us, being a dick and trying to nickel and dime them down. This is saying like, someone's going to have to do this to get this price. If you don't want to sell to us because our price is too low, like we're literally giving you the answer key. Go do this. This will get you this price. You take the profit. Most sellers, they don't want to do that. So we're not losing anything giving them the answers to the test. We're just being honest and giving them the information that they need to understand, because none of our competition is most likely doing this. It's unbelievable to me how easy this is. Just have the real conversation, because what's going to happen is if they don't like your numbers, they're going to agree that, hey, Dave shot me straight and I really appreciate that. And he wasn't a fit for me. And then they're going to go out and they're going to go shop you. And all of your competition is going to go lowball them. And you're most likely going to have a lot of wholesalers who are then also throwing their fee on things. Now, I'm not talking shit on wholesalers here. We also wholesale. It's an important part of like your cash conversion cycle. Sometimes you just need the quick cash. Sometimes you don't have the lenders available. Sometimes, there's a number of reasons that we wholesale. Maybe it's in a part of town you don't want to touch. Maybe it's too big a reno. It's just, whatever. But have that real conversation with them. Be fully transparent. Walk them through it. And what's going to happen is they're going to go get the lowballs from all your competition. And then they're going to come back and they're going to say, you know what, Dave? You shot me straight. I really appreciate it. I want to work with you. That's it. Just be real with people. Be transparent. Operate with good ethics. Understand your numbers. And go lock up more contracts. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you are following along regularly and enjoying this, you have questions, I look forward to your questions in the comments. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this for a while. We've only just got things in contract, so we're going to be going through renovations. We'll follow along. We'll see, as we turn up marketing. Like I said, we're about to launch direct mail. That's going to be fun seeing how that plays out. At some point, I will reveal to you what market we're in, as well as the providers I'm using. I just want to promote anything that I haven't spent money on and proven myself yet. So I'm not being shady here. I'm just don't want to recommend anything that I don't trust yet. But thanks, guys. Have an awesome Thursday, and we'll chat soon.